This is JF Boxing Media, live and direct at the BT Tower with the man, the myth, the legend, the man that is, Steve Bunce. You like the introduction, Steve?
Yeah, that's a great introduction. I've had plenty. That's about the best one I've had today, let's put it that way.
Let's talk about the tournament, heavyweight tournament, varying fighters, varying capabilities, a lot of characters in there. Just talk me through that a little bit.
I'm not sure where to start, and I'm not generally lost for words, but you've got a group of fighters here. Some started boxing when they were 11, some didn't start till they were 27. One of them's 5'10", one of them's 6'6", one of them's 14.5 stone, one of them's 20 stone. One of them joined the army at 16 and was discharged at 19. One of them became a dad at 17. One of them signed professional papers to play rugby league at 16. By 19 his entire career was over because he was blacklisted. You've got one guy who's a major prospect in heavyweight business, 7-0, sparred with all the top fighters in the country out of the Peacock gym. What a mix. That can only happen in heavyweight boxing. Then you've got another kid, 21 years of age, the Ghost, right? Jay McFarlane from Glasgow, who's a bit slippery because he's kind of come here today dressed up all quirky with a pink toy that he claims he won in a motorway service station. He's slippery. He's a good little fighter.
Want to watch?
Oh, he is one. Listen, you know, it's an interesting thing. You can have your favourites in Ultimate Boxer, just like you could in the old prize fighter format. You could have your favourites, and often your favourite would do well or win, but not always. I don't see a clear favourite here. Last time we had Ultimate Boxer, Stephen Donnelly, the Irish Olympian, was here, and I upset everybody by saying if Stephen Donnelly boxes to his form, he wins this tournament, and what's more, he can look good doing it, and he did. I mean, everyone tried their heart out, but he was just that bit above.
I mean, even Lenny Fuller gave it a valiant effort. Listen, what a fight.
Lenny came out like he'd been catapulted into the ring, and he was brilliant, and he came closest to pulling it off, but he just knew too much, Stephen. So when I look at these 8 here, and I think I've seen 5 of them box a couple of times, and I look at them, and I don't say straight away he's the favourite, because even Jonathan Palata, who I fancy to win,
Frank Warren Promotions fighter, 7-0.
7-0. Even though I fancy him to win, I'm thinking, will he be too relaxed? And he's boxing the least experienced guy, 2 fights. And before I made the draw, Paulie Malignaggi and I made the draw, I said that's the oddest fight. The number 1 seed, in my opinion, against the guy that came in 2 weeks ago, only 2 fights. But what that throws together is that little bit of chemistry where one guy's looking past him and one guy doesn't care.
Is there any one definitive dark horse in this competition? Because we know that Jonathan Palate, he's looking like the favourite on paper. Frank Warren Promotion, 7-0. Is there any definitive dark horse that could be overlooked in this competition so far?
No, I don't think so. I think they've all got varying chances of winning. I fancy Jonathan, but I think Jay, if he can fight slippery and get a bit of luck, Big Mark. I mean, I can't tell you who I think is going to exit first, and I can't tell you guaranteed who I think. This is about the least confident I've been going into an Ultimate Boxer.
What about Mark Bennett? Talk to me about Mark Bennett a little bit.
So Mark Bennett, he joined the army at 16, in Afghanistan at 17, medically discharged at 19. Struggled a little bit, I think, with civilian life, getting himself sorted out, getting himself in position. Luckily, it seems like he's got a really solid woman around him, because she was pregnant when he first went on tour, and he talked about coming back from the tour, and the baby was about to be born, so he missed basically 7.5 months of pregnancy. You know, it's a mature man like him. And I was talking to him earlier on, and what I like about him is he doesn't get phased, you know, because he's been under terrible duress as a teenage soldier in a real horrible, hostile war zone. And I think sometimes to win Ultimate Boxer, and it's the previous format, prize fighter, obviously you need to be a decent fighter, but you also need to be a fighter that doesn't panic in a crisis. So you lose a round, you don't panic. You get cut, you don't panic. You watch someone look sensational in the other quarter-final and you've got to fight him in the semi-final, you don't panic. So you know, he would be an outsider that if I was a gambling man, I'd have 10p on him.
He's already gone into this tournament and he's already beat 2 of the competitors as well already.
Which is a guideline form line, but it's not a truth line. Okay. So it's not as solid as that. Okay. I mean, you heard from 1 or 2 of the guys that have been beaten saying, well, I took that fight, and then they explain why they took it. They just lost a job. They needed the money. The wife was pregnant again. They needed to pay for a holiday. The 2 kids hadn't had a holiday for 2 years, and so he could get $3,000 for taking a fight he shouldn't have taken, even knowing he was going to lose. So, you know, there's an expression we use, and we almost use it every single time we do an Ultimate Boxer press conference. Once that first bell sounds in the first quarter-final, all bets are off. And I really believe that. Every now and again, you can parachute someone in. Like if Nathan Gorman was parachuted in here, he's going to walk the tournament because he's
extremely fully mental image.
It's just that sort of bit of grade, you see. But all these guys here, they're all up to about this level. Some are a little bit lower, some are a little bit higher. But there's no giant curve for these. I think
the most fascinating thing with heavyweight boxing as well is one punch can literally change the game.
Yeah, it can, and one punch, especially when guys are desperate and getting tired, because they can talk as boldly as they like about not being tired and being able to do 9 rounds, being able to do 3 threes. Well, training in the gym and replicating what you think is going to happen in Altrincham almost doesn't work, because it saps and drains the most skilled of fighters. And the rawest ones sometimes are the guys that they just keep chugging on, so to speak.
Just quickly moving on. I think it's 9 days to go. AJ Ruiz. A lot of people thinking that Anthony Joshua is going to go over there and do the business this time. A lot of people are saying Ruiz has psychologically got his number and he'll be even more prepared this time around. Steve Bunce, what's your point of view?
Well, we'll find out when we get to Saudi. I'm going on Sunday. We'll find out then, because we'll see how Ruiz has dealt with the travel, how he's being hosted, and we'll find out more importantly how AJ's being hosted.
Is AJ going to do it? Is he going to get the victory?
No idea just yet. I have no idea. Not until I get there. Okay. I tell people that all the time. Yeah.
Steve, it's been brilliant talking to you. Thanks for speaking to JF Boxing Media.
Thank you very much.